Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Cherise. Welcome to The Good Life. This actually sounds really good. She decides to run away to Rome, Kentucky. Thrillers make me scared. Magical midlife madness. You can definitely tell I didn't buy this book for myself. There are no quotation marks. I'm trying to find her name. Okay, it's not what I expected. As you've read by title, today's video is going to be a very large book haul. I've accumulated so many books, but to be fair, it's currently August, so like justifiable, I guess. I'm not sure, but I have a very large book haul to show you guys, so let's just get into all these books. The first book I have is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is the first book in the Boys of Tolman series. It currently has about 6 books. Oh, 2 or 6, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I've always been scared to start this series because 1, I've heard it's very traumatic, and 2, each book is like 800 pages long, but I thoroughly enjoyed this book and I can't wait to get my hands on the second book. This is about Shannon, who transfers to Tolman College, and then she meets Johnny, who's the star rugby player, and they form a little friendship, and then that turns into a little bit more. And like I said, very excited to read this. We get a little bit of romance in this, but the second book should be a tad bit more romance heavy. So this is the first book. I also wish I had somewhere where you guys could like see the stacks of books, but not right now. Okay, next we're gonna move into the Harry Potter series. Now, I was very shocked and surprised when I got gifted this because I've actually never thought to read this series. I have watched all 8 movies, and that's kind of the reason I didn't need to like read the books. But like I said, I was gifted the series, so let me show you each book individually because the covers are cute. The first one is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This is what the cover looks like. The second one is Harry Potter and the Goblet of... No, that's definitely the fourth one. The second one is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is what the cover looks like. And it has Dobby on the back. The third one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And then the fourth one, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. If you've watched the movies, you know that Edward from Twilight is in that fourth movie. The fifth one is Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. Now, my favorite movies were definitely the last 3. No. Was it the last 3 or the last 4? Order of Phoenix, Half-Blooded Prince, and like the 2 Deathly Hallows ones. Yeah. This is the 5th one. The covers are actually really cute, even though they're like cartoon covers. The 6th one is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And then we have, is his name Draco on the back? And lastly, we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So there's 8 movies, but 7 books. So they split this last book into 2 separate movies. This is just what the covers look like. So really cute, and the last 3 books are like absolute bricks. They are massive, but so happy to have these, and eventually I'll get around to reading them. Hi guys, so sorry I had a little bit of a oopsie with my camera. Hopefully I'm still positioned the same as the last clip. I'm not 100% sure honestly because I'm filming with my back camera, but I have 3 books by Freida McFadden. 3 thriller books. I've only read 1 book by her, which is The Housemaid. Now, I'm not 100% sure what these books are about. I can't even lie. This one is called The Inmate. She's a new nurse practitioner at a maximum security prison. And they have 3 rules: treat all prisoners with respect, never reveal any personal information, and never ever become too friendly with the inmates. So The Housemaid was a very fast-paced book, and I've heard good things about this one, so I'm very intrigued. Then we have The Locked Door. Oh wow. While 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, she had no idea her father was killing a woman in the basement, until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, and Nora's father is spending his life behind bars. Nora is successful. She's a successful surgeon, and nobody knows about her past. Then one day, her young female patient is murdered, killed in the same unique, specific, horrific manner that her father used to kill his victims. So somebody knows who Nora is. Somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime. Wait, this actually sounds really good. I'm very intrigued about this one. And then lastly, we have The Crash, which I know for a fact is a new release. This is about Tegan, who's 8 months pregnant, alone, and desperately wants to put her crumbling life in her rearview mirror. She hits the road. Hours later, she's stranded in a snowstorm, and I believe she's taken in by this elderly couple. I think that's the gist of it. So these 3 thriller books, I'm really excited. I want to read a thriller before the summer ends, so hopefully I'll read one of these. Okay, next I have 2 books that I picked up at TK Maxx. TK Maxx has really good books. I need to go back there because I want a book by Kristen Hanna, and they always have like an abundance of her books. But I have When in Rome by Sarah Adams, which is the first book in the interconnected series that she has going on with Practice Makes Perfect. I read that book, which is the second one, but this first one I really needed to get my hands on, and it was really cheap. It's like very affordable. But this is about Noah, who's a pie shop owner. Let's just say he's a baker. And then Amelia is a pop star, so it's the one of us is famous trope. She wants a break from her very famous celebrity life, and then she decides to run away to Rome, Kentucky, and she meets Noah and they fall in love. Then I have 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I was so excited for this book. I've heard great things. It is a Black romance, and this is a second chance romance. It's about Ava, is it Ava or is it Eva? I'm not 100% sure. And Shane, they met when they were teenagers. They spent 1 week together, I believe, and something happened between them, and then they meet, is it a decade later? I'm not 100% sure. 15 years later, they meet again. They're both authors, and I believe they write about each other in their books. So that was really cute. I read these books, but I need to do a reading wrap up. So these 2 books I was very excited to find, and like I said, they were so affordable. So check out your local TK Maxx for books. So I have some thrifted books and some newer books. I don't know, they're just mixed in. So Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I've never read anything by her. I really would like to read Normal People, but I got my hands on this. I was actually gifted this book. This is her newest release, came out this year. I started reading this. There are no quotation marks. I've never read anything by her, so I don't know if that's her usual style of writing, but interesting. This is about 2 brothers, Peter and Ivan. They're a couple of years apart. Peter is in his 30s and Ivan is in his 20s. Their father dies, and I'm not 100% sure. This is about two grieving brothers and the people they love. This is a new interlude, a period of desire, despair, and possibility. I'm very excited to read this book, but the no quotation marks are kind of throwing me off. I can't lie. Okay, next I thrifted this book. This is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I've already read this book. I already own this book. Where is it? Oh, I have it over there. I have the UK cover, which is neon green. This is the American cover. I was so excited when I saw this. I obviously don't need another copy, but I love this book so much. So this book is about Jacob and Brianna. They're both doctors. They get off on a little bit of a rocky start. Like their meet cute isn't, too cute, but the story between them, perfect. I love Brianna and I love Jacob. Highly would recommend reading that book. Next I have Magical Midlife Madness. You can definitely tell I didn't buy this book for myself. I was gifted this, but the cover is stunning. The book itself is just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's such a pretty book, and I just love the material that it's made out of. A woman starting over, a new house with an unexpected twist, a cape-wearing butler acting as the world's worst life coach. Happily Ever After wasn't supposed to come with a do-over option, but when my husband of 20 years packs up and heads for greener pastures, and my son leaves for college, that's exactly what my life becomes. Do-over. This actually sounds really fun. I just need to ensure that it's not part of a series, because, oh my gosh, it looks like it is. I'm in the middle of a lot of series, guys. I have to find the time and the dedication. But next I have A Paris Affair. This book is gorgeous. Stunning. Why am I showing you the back of the book? It's just really pretty. What is this about? Oh, this seems like it's also part of a series. Hopefully it's a standalone series. Daisy has never known the unconditional love of a traditional family. It's not that she doesn't believe in happily ever after. She's just not so sure she'll ever find it. But that's the least of her concerns right now. If Daisy doesn't land a job, she'll have much more to deal with than just finding works. Fortunately, the stars are aligned. She lands her dream job and quite possibly her dream man too, except he's her boss. Ooh. And she's totally against office romance for reasons only her mother knows, but she can't seem to keep away. Alex doesn't believe in love at first sight. He doesn't tolerate employee fraternization of any sort. When they first met, he found her delightful and someone he could imagine a future with, but then he'd hired her. Yeah, that's complicated. She was his subordinate and she was strictly off limits. At least that's what he's been telling himself over and over and over. Lastly, for this little pile, I have The Little French Bookshop. Somebody needs to take me to Paris. Gorgeous. What is this about? A letter writing workshop. 5 strangers, countless secrets between the pages. When French bookseller Esther loses her father, she decides to place an ad in a newspaper inviting struggling readers to join her letter writing workshop. To Esther's surprise, applications arrive by the dozen, and before long, an elderly lady, a disheartened couple, and an awkward teenager find themselves sharing stories, seeking advice, and forging new friendships. I'm not 100% sure this is a romance book. I'm a romance reader, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, next I have a very exciting book. Like, I'm so excited for this book. It's Ready or Not by Cara Bastone, I believe. This cover is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Oh, sorry guys. I moved some books off my shelf, you can probably tell, so they're kind of fighting for their lives behind that. But this cover is way too gorgeous. Sorry. But this is about a girl whose name is Eve. Eve finds out that she's pregnant by a guy she barely knows. Plot twist, the male love interest is not the guy she's pregnant for. So she's gonna fall in love with a guy who's not the baby's dad. Slay. We love it. Actually, I'm actually very nervous to read this book. I'm like so nervous. A lot of people love it, and I'm just kind of nervous that I won't love it. So I'm waiting for the right moment in time to read this book. But if you've read this, let me know. Like I said, the cover's stunning, so even if I don't love it, oh well. Oh well. Okay, this next book, okay, it kind of seems like it's been through a lot, because honestly it has been through a lot. I accidentally ripped the cover. It's the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. Guys, it's been through a lot, okay? Don't judge. This is one of her first books, I think. Yeah, so I believe this is like her second book. This is part of like an interconnected standalone series, and this is about Sloane who loses, okay, let me not show you the cover. The cover is a little Sloane actually loses her fiance. No, she lost her fiance 2 years ago, and now she's trying to move forward. And then one day she finds this dog and she's like, who do you belong to? But his owner is actually a famous musician who's out of the country, and then she gets to meet the musician and it's a romance between the two of them. I'm like halfway. No, that's not halfway. I'm currently reading this book. I'm not halfway through it, but I love Abby Jimenez and I'm very excited for it. These 2 books, Behind the Net and The Fake Out. Now these are the first and second book in the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer, and I've heard raving reviews about these books. So the first one, I believe, what would it be? Workplace romance, close proximity. He's an NFL player. No, NFL, absolutely not. NHL. He's a hockey player, and she's his assistant. So boss and employee. Anyhow, yeah, Jamie is the guy and Pippa is the girl. I don't know why her name is Pippa. That is a very unique name, but I'm very excited to read this. I've heard raving reviews. I'll keep you guys posted. The second one, The Fake Out, is about a teen. Okay, so what's her name? No name? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find her name because I don't think it's on the back. Who's Rory? Rory's the guy. Hazel. Her name is Hazel. Okay, so Hazel is the team's physiotherapist. She's the hockey team's physiotherapist. And she's gonna fall in love with Vancouver Storm's new captain. I think she's trying to make her ex jealous. So this is fake boyfriend. Okay, hold on. Are they both fake dating? Regardless, I'm very excited to read both these books. I've heard raving reviews, and I believe the third book is most definitely already out. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I already own this book. I've already read this book. I bought this in January because it has beautiful sprayed edges. The novella that I own and also the second book have sprayed edges, but the first one, when it was first released, it didn't have sprayed edges. Let me get the other books. It will make sense. So this is Powerful. This is the novella. It has sprayed edges. And this is Reckless, which is the second book in the series. It also has sprayed edges. I got both these books last year, and as they were released, like as new releases, I bought these at the works and they had sprayed edges. But this book had been released, I believe, in like 2023 or something like that, and it didn't have sprayed edges. So they released a sprayed edge copy in January of this year, and I obviously had to pick it up so that my entire series could be matching. But the next book is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I read this book when I was in secondary school, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't give it the love and attention that it deserved. So I had to pick it up just to give it a reread, you know, to appreciate it a little bit more, because this is a class. I don't know if it's a classic. Let me not say it's a classic. It's a Pulitzer Prize winner, so that definitely counts for something. Ooh, adapted into a film. I have to look at that. But this is the next book. The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I don't think I've ever showed you guys this. I had this since like December, but I don't think I showed it to you in my Christmas book haul. So this is a thriller. It says, in a remote hunting lodge deep in the Scottish wilderness, old friends gather for New Year. The beautiful one, the golden couple, the volatile one, the new parents, the quiet one, the city boy, the outsider, the victim. Not an accident, a murder among friends. Very excited. Then I have Girl A, which is by Abigail Dean. This was gifted to me. Girl A, she said, the girl who escaped. If anyone was going to make it, it was going to be you. I am Lex Gracie, but they call me Girl A. I grew up with my family on the moors. I escaped when I was 15 years old. Now something is pulling me back. Thrillers make me scared. So that is to be determined when I'm going to read that book. Next, I have Icebreaker. I've always wanted to read this book. This book came out in like 23, 22. I believe it was so 2022. This book was so popular when it came out. This is about a hockey player and a figure skater, and they absolutely hate each other. I think it's enemies to lovers, and I do love a good enemies to lovers romance. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. This is the first book. I believe 2 other books have already been released in this little series, but excited to read these regardless. I hope I'm not blocking myself. Next, I have Meet Me at the Cupcake Cafe by Jenny Colgan, and I don't know what this is about again. Come and meet Issy Randall, proud owner of the Cupcake Cafe. Issy Randall can bake. No, more than that. Issy can create stunning, mouth-watering divine cakes. When she's made redundant from her safe but dull city job, Issy decides to seize the moment. Armed with recipes from her grandpa and with her best friends and local bank manager fighting her corner, the Cupcake Cafe opens its doors. Is this going to be a romance? I'm not sure if it's going to be a romance book or if it's just going to be like a woman's fiction book, but I'm excited. The cover's cute. So that has to count for something. Then I have One Day in December by Josie Silver. And I believe this was very popular a while back because it's a Christmas book. I think this is the one that was going around on like BookTok and stuff, but the UK cover seems slightly different from the American cover because we usually have different covers, and I picked this up as a charity shop. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It says Laurie is pretty sure love at first sight doesn't exist. After all, life isn't a scene from the movies, is it? But then through a misted up bus window one snowy December, she sees a man who she knows instantly is the one. Their eyes meet, there's a moment of pure magic, and then her bus drives away. Laura thinks she'll never see the boy from the bus again, but at their Christmas party a year later, her best friend Sarah introduces her to the new love of her life, who is, of course, the boy from the bus. Okay, I was gifted this little series. This is Becoming... What is the series called? I'm not 100% sure, but it's by Estelle Mascame. I'm sorry. I know for a fact I've definitely butchered that name. But I have The Making of Mila and Blake. Also, I'm so sorry if the lighting in this video is terrible. It is summer. It's currently August. And it's gloomy outside, but to be fair, it was really hot and sunny in June. But like only 1 month of sunshine. Anyhow, I'm so sorry if this video has no lighting. It's so gloomy outside. Anyhow, The Making of Mila and Blake. That's the third book, babes. That's the third book. No, Becoming Mila. Then we have Trust in Blake. And The Making of Mila and Blake. I'm sure it's Mila. I'm not sure. But like I said, I was gifted this series. I'm not 100% sure what's about. Meet Mila, 16 years old, an ordinary LA girl, except for her A-list actor dad. Okay. Mila goes to a small town in Tennessee to cool off for the summer. Blake knows just how to rattle Mila. He knows just how she feels. He gets the drama, the dynamics, the tricky parents. Perhaps they have far more in common than either of them cares to admit. 3 books is a lot. Okay guys, I've read longer series. I'm being overly dramatic, but I'm excited to see if I like this series, and I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, I just pulled this off of my shelf because I'm 100% sure I did not actually show you guys this book. This is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the second book to It Ends With Us, which I showed you guys in one of my previous book hauls. But I was very excited to get my hands on this. It's hardcover. It Ends With Us is paperback, but it's okay. They don't have to be the same. This is just what the hardcover looks like. So this is just the love story between Lily and Atlas. And I've already read this book. It was okay. It was cute. I was just really happy to have my hands on it. So yeah. So I have The Unsinkable Greta James by Jennifer E. Smith. And this book was gifted to me, and honestly I enjoyed it. So it's about Greta, who's a famous musician. She loses her mom, and then she has like this breakdown on stage, and she hasn't performed in a couple of months. She then goes on a cruise with her dad, who she has a rocky relationship with, and it's just basically about her finding her courage to go back on stage and perform, and then mend her relationship with her dad. There's a smidge of a romance in it. Quite a complicated romance, so I won't say get your hopes up too high where the romance is concerned, honestly. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good read. Okay, not a really good read. I thought it was quite a fast-paced read. Then I have Sight. I'm not 100% sure. With beautiful red sprayed edges. I did thrift this book. I'm not 100% sure if hardcover is even still available for these books, because I think it came out quite a while ago. 2016. Okay, that's longer than I actually expected, but the cover is beautiful. Hopefully you can see that. And this book is definitely part of a trilogy, I think, and I only have the first book, so that's kind of why I've been like putting it off. I'm already so invested in so many other series, but this is a fantasy. Is it fantasy or dystopian? Maybe it's dystopian. What if death was the only thing left to control? In a perfect world, the only way to die is to be gleaned by a professional sight. When Citra and Rowan are chosen to be apprentice sights, They know they have no option but to learn the art of killing. However, the terrifying responsibility of choosing their victims is just that. Corruption is the order of the day, and Citra and Rowan need to stick together to fight it. Then they're told that one of them will have to glean the other. Okay, it's not what I expected at all. I'm quite invested. But these are the last two books for this haul. I'm actually going to show you an overview of all the books that we've talked about. Come real quick, let me show you all the books that we've just talked about. All the books that I've just showed you guys, 30 something books, kind of crazy. I have read a couple of them though, so okay guys, so I'm closing out this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't talk your head off for too long. I probably did, but 30 something books, that is a lot. I have another book haul coming, not sure when. I'll probably wait until maybe closer to the ending of the year. I'm not sure guys, I don't need to buy any more books right now. But thank you so much for watching. I know I definitely have not posted a lot this year at all. I was hoping to post way more this year, but unfortunately I did not. But thank you guys so much for still being here. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you're currently reading, what you're interested in reading. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, which is hopefully very soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.